Despicable Me is a movie made by Illumination that released in 2010. The film tells the story of Felonious Screw, a supervillain who, in his attempts to steal the moon, adopts three orphan girls, Agnes, Edith, and Margot. However, throughout the course of the movie, Gru slowly forgets about his moon-stealing goals and learns to be a loving father to the three girls. The movie also features a scene where a little yellow man prints a picture of his own butt. These guys are the Minions, but I don't think I have to tell you that. You know who these guys are, you know their names: Kevin, Bob, Stuart, Otto, Dave, Mel, Jerry. I can do this all day. While their purpose in the first movie was mostly just to be comic relief characters that helped Gru out, future installments gave them entire side plots, and they even got 2 movies about them. I mean, these guys have a land at every single Universal park. I drank out of a Minion once. I'd argue that the Minions are some of the most iconic characters in modern day pop culture. Everyone knows who they are, they're popular. And when something gets popular, you can bet on the fact that it'll get merch. A lot of merch. Oh, a lot of people know about Freddy Fazbear now? Turn that guy into a phone holder. Why not? Now, when something gets as much merchandise as Despicable Me does, it can be assumed that quality control might not be working as well as it should. And well, there are plenty of pieces of Despicable Me merch that won't win any awards, to put it nicely. So in this video, I want to take a look at some Despicable Me merch, the good and the bad, because I don't know, I thought it'd be funny. First, I want to take a look at the various pieces of Despicable Me clothes that you can wear in case you really want to get jumped whenever you leave the house. Hot Topic is the store of a large amount of incredible Despicable Me shirts, because yes, in addition to selling merch of really edgy franchises like Five Nights at Freddy's, they also sell shirts that have Princess Gru on them with the words Father of the Year. You know, now that I think about it, these shirts are pretty much just Minion memes that you can wear. Minion memes usually have a picture of a Minion on them and a joke so unfunny, it loops back around to being the funniest thing ever. 2 things that these shirts also have. You've got so many great phrases on these, such as, no coffee, no worky, sorry, it's not mine to care, just another despicably good looking bald guy, and if I throw a stick, will you go away? As you can tell, these phrases were heavily inspired by the works of Shakespeare. I genuinely can't see anybody ever wearing any of these. Even as a #1 Minions fan, I wouldn't buy shirts that say, assemble the Minions! And this is what bad looks like. I've been sitting here for a while now trying to explain why these shirts are so unwearable, but like, I think you already know why. Just look at this. This is the definition of a people repeller. There are actually some pretty good shirts here though. This one with the Gru logo was pretty cool, and this shirt with the silhouettes of Kevin, Bob, Stuart, and Otto was nice. It's amazing how Minion shirts can actually be pretty good when they don't have the most unfunny string of words ever on them. Of course, Hot Topic sells more than just Minion shirts. There's a sick hoodie with the words Despicable Genius that has Gru with a devious smile in between the words, and they also have these no-show Minion socks. They're called no-shows because you don't want to be seen with them in public. Amazon is also home to some incredible shirts. You got this one that says Troublemaker, which is really good, and this other one that says One in a Minion, unlike the one that reads No Coffee, No Worky, which has a demographic of literally no one. I feel like these clothes are actually pretty good for kids. I could definitely imagine a kid wearing that One in a Minion shirt, while I can't imagine anybody wearing a shirt that says, I'm in shape. What? Round is a shape? Bazinga! I found a shirt on a Kohl's website, which just so happens to have even more shirts with great phrases such as Mr. Good Vibes. Everyone is entitled to my opinion. I have a black belt and crazy! And guess what? No one cares. Yes, Stuart, I know nobody cares. I'm making a video about Despicable Me merch. Of course, there's a plethora of Minion underwear, which for whatever reason, they don't make in my size. This is genuinely despicable. Oh, and there's also some Minion glasses that you can buy so that you can look just like a Minion. That's like a dream come true for me. So clearly, the selection of Despicable Me clothes is great. But what if that's not enough to satisfy my Minion merch needs? What if they also wanted these guys to help me cook? I feel like at one point or another, we've all wanted to have our food graced by the presence of the Minions. Thankfully, there are some pieces of Despicable Me cooking materials to satisfy our needs. The company Uncanny Brands has 4 pieces of Minions cookware. There's a Minion single sandwich maker, which makes grilled cheese with Minions on them, the Kevin pancake and waffle makers, which make pancake and waffles with Kevin on them, and a slow cooker themed to the Minions. Comparing the prices of these items with the prices of the non-Minion themed items, it's definitely more expensive to get the ones with Minions on them. Regular sandwich makers are around $10 less expensive than the Minion versions, while the pancake makers, waffle makers, and slow cookers are around $10 to $20 less expensive. On one hand, I don't really think having Minions on these items warrants such a substantial price increase. I'm sure the cheaper ones work just as good as these ones do, but on the other hand, I just lied to you. I'll take the entire stock of Kevin waffle makers. There's also some Minion plates, and most of them have Minions celebrating a birthday because, well, who's gonna buy Minion paper plates unless it's for a child's birthday party? Actually, I would. The selection of cups is a bit more interesting. There's this one that's decorated with the Minions mugshots, which is really funny, and I also like the stainless steel tumbler that says Bello. It actually doesn't look that bad. Enough with the cookware though. I don't want to cook today. I'll probably just end up going to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal. This is the happiest day of my life. Of course, when a franchise is directed at children, there will be a lot of toys based on it. And oh boy, are there Despicable Me toys. First, I want to take a look at the toys based off of Despicable Me 4. Since that's the most recent movie that have been released, it's the one with the most toys currently available. There's this Heroes of Goo Mega Minion Tim action figure that's stretchable, which is cool because the superpower in the movie is being stretchy. Moose Toys made this ultimate fart gun, which is weird because despite the fact that it has Despicable Me 4 branding, I don't remember this thing ever showing up in the movie. I actually remember seeing ads for this toy before the movie came out and being genuinely excited to see it in action in the movie, only to be disappointed when it didn't show up. The fart gun costs a whopping $35, but I think it's well worth the price. I mean, this thing shoots real fog rings, has 15 hilarious sound effects, lights up, and has banana and fart sense. Honestly, with the amount of features packed onto this thing, only paying $35 for it makes me feel like I'm stealing. Of course, there's a playset of the transformation chamber for Despicable Me 4, allowing you to turn Jerry into Mega Minion Jerry. Why is this $50? I mean, sure, it has lights, sounds, 2 action figures, one of which shoots things, and a playset, but like, the ultimate fart gun shoots real fart rings with real fart sound effects, and that costs $15 less. Don't get me wrong, this is still pretty neat, but the fart gun just seems a lot more impressive. There's this Mega Battle Countdown calendar containing 10 characters, which would be cool if they didn't all look horrific. The figures look completely off. The Mega Minions are all fully yellow, even though they should be wearing the Minions' iconic blue overalls. Gru Jr., and Maxine Lamall look very stupid, and Mega Minion Tim, what is that posing? The only okay ones are this Heist Minion and Poppy, which means that out of 10 characters, only 2 of them have designs that are, you know, nice to look at. Okay, these will be the last pieces of Despicable Me 4 toys I'll talk about, because I want to move on to merch based on other movies, but I need to talk about these Lego sets because, well, just look at this. There's 4 Despicable Me 4 Lego sets, all of which are of varying quality and price. What do you mean Gru's house costs $100? It doesn't even come with real fart rings. The set is pretty cool though. You've got Gru's house, the Mega Minions, the backyard area from Despicable Me 3 and the other movies too, probably, I don't know, I forgot. And you've even got minifigures of the 5 main characters. Gru looks kind of weird though. Not only does his scarf not have its stripes, but he also doesn't have his nose. That's like one of the most iconic parts of Gru's design. Oh, and speaking of Gru looking weird, what is this? The Minions look fine, but oh my goodness, Gru looks horrifying. He has his nose, but it's in between his eyes, both of which are half closed, giving him this weird look. His mouth is just freaky, and for whatever reason, he's hitting the nerd pose. The other 2 sets are pretty good though. Mega Minion Gus looks really goofy here. Moving on from the Despicable Me 4 toys, now I want to talk about Funko Pops. Funko Pops often get mocked for looking ugly, which, fair enough, but I don't know. I think a lot of the non-human ones actually look pretty good. These Cuphead ones are incredible, though I might just be saying that because I think Cuphead is the best thing ever created. Anyways, for whatever reason, there are Minion Funko Pops themed to BTS. There's Funko Pops with Jin, V, Suga, and Jimin. These names mean nothing to me. Obviously, the BTS ones aren't the only Minion Funko Pops out there. There's some based on the rise of Gru, like 70s Bob and Roller Skating Stuart, which I think look really good. And there's also some themed to the Universal Monsters, which is cool. Mommy Stuart and Freak Bob over here are especially great. There's a King Bob Funko Pop out there that I really want to get because, well, he's the King Bob. But unfortunately, it is out of stock everywhere. Guess I'm not the only one who understands the greatness of King Bob. Of course, there's plenty of Despicable Me action figures out there. This one of a young Gru on his motorbike with a Minion on front is pretty sick. And look, it's for older fans. That's me! They've got these Sing and Babble figures that, well, sing and babble, which is pretty cool, I guess. They're all incredibly expensive, though that's probably because they don't make these anymore. I'm sure these were much cheaper around the release of Rise of Gru. I doubt that Mattel would sell Sing and Babble Auto for the price of Mario Kart World. I think we all know what's more worth the money though. The company Tubbs has made some Despicable Me rubber ducks because I guess there's a market for that. This same company made FNAF ducks. Like I said at the start, companies will make all the Freddy Fazbear merch they can. I like how the characters are all holding an item that corresponds to them. Stuart has his guitar, Bob has his teddy bear, and Gru has his freeze ray. That's pretty cool. Well, that's all I have to say about Despicable Me merch. Obviously, there's a lot more pieces I could talk about, but I feel like talking about any more merch will just feel repetitive. The only way I could keep yapping about Despicable Me merch interesting at this point is by, oh I don't know, discussing some of the merch I actually own. Wait, did you really think that I, the #1 Despicable Me fan, would make a video about Despicable Me merch without showing off the things I own? Come on now, I'm crazy, not delusional. Yes, over the years, I've amassed quite the collection of Despicable Me merch, something I'm perfectly fine with admitting as long as nobody I know ever finds out. To be completely honest here, I definitely do exaggerate my love of the Minions on my videos. It isn't something like FNAF, the other franchise I constantly mention, where I genuinely am a big fan of it. However, I do actually enjoy all the movies in this franchise, except for, sure, the first 2 are really the only ones that I say have a good story and character arcs, but I think that the other movies are just dumb fun. Even Despicable Me 4, a movie I don't like much, has some really funny moments. The Mega Mini scenes were hilarious. So, you might be asking yourself, if I don't truly love Despicable Me, why do I have so much merch of it? Well, you see, I thought it would be pretty funny to buy a lot of Minion merch, and you know what? It was! I'm not laughing anymore. First, I want to take a look at the Despicable Me action figures I got as a kid. Around the time the second movie came out. For some reason, I have a memory of going to Target when it was nighttime and buying one of these, which is really weird. I can't remember my own birth, but I remember that. I guess my brain considered the Minions to be more important, which, you know, is true. Anyways, I think it's safe to say that some of these figures have not aged the best. Golf Kevin, the purple Minion, and the Ninja Minion look fine, putting aside the fact that Ninja Minion is missing an arm, but everyone else just does not look good. The other figures are losing their paint, and they also have the most unsettling faces I've ever seen. I am genuinely going to have nightmares about this thing. 1 or 2 of these are also made of this weird soft sticky material, and I don't know why that is. Just use regular figure materials, it can't be that hard. I got 5 Minions Funko Pops as well. 2 are from Rise of Gru, 2 are from Despicable Me 4, and the last is one of the Monster Minions. I really like this Stay Vacula Pop. His black goggles make him look like the 2D Minion art like we found in some merch, and the concept of a Dracula Minion is pretty funny considering the fact that they killed him. The Rise of Gru ones are cool as well. I definitely prefer the Pajama Bob over the Pet Rock Otto. I think Otto's smell makes him look kinda weird, but I still like him. Pajama Bob having the teddy bear is a nice detail, and I like how tired he looks. This is a lot of expression for a Funko Pop. The Despicable Me 4 Pops are great. I like Mega Minion Jerry's stupid smile, and he has a nice amount of detail, and Mega Minion Gus looks really charming. The coloring of his suit is a bit off though. It's orange in the movie, but here it's gold. It's not really that big of a deal though. I still like this figure. Speaking of Mega Minion Gus, I have this Pop Mart figure of him, which is also cool. I honestly prefer this over the Funko Pop. His coloring is more accurate, his posing is better, and the snow cloud is nice detail. Again though, both are good. I also have 4 Minion Bitty Pops, all themed on the first movie except for Mini Otto, who is one of the random characters you can get out of every Bitty Pop pack, and a Mega Mini Mail Pez dispenser. On my phone, I have a Minions Pop socket that says, "I can't adult today." No wonder I have a hard time making friends. I know it seems a bit hypocritical saying that I wouldn't wear a shirt saying, sorry, it's not my day to care, while owning this, but I think that wearing a shirt with a stupid mania phrase on it is different than having a pop socket with a stupid main phrase. At least I can hide my pop socket whenever I wanted to. If I wore this shirt, I'd practically be asking for a beating. Okay, the last thing I want to mention is this thing. What is this thing, you ask? I don't know, I forgot. The important thing is where this comes from. You see, this thing came from a pack of brownies or something similar that I found in Spain last year. Now, as far as I'm aware, those brownies are exclusive to Spain, or at the very least, Europe. I could be wrong about that though. I haven't traveled Europe looking for Minions merch. Not a bad idea though. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I might have a pretty rare piece of DespicableMe merch, at least here in the United States of America, which is pretty cool I think. In fact, I already put this on my resume. Well, that's all the DespicableMe merch I own. Some may say that it's too much, but to that I have to say, yeah, it probably is. I don't really have an outro for this video, so in conclusion, if you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you know whenever one of my videos is unleashed onto this world. Seriously though, I want to make more videos like this, but first I need to know if you guys want more. Also, I spent all of my money on DespicableMe merch, and I kind of need to make that money back because I'm pretty sure the IRS is outside my door. So, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go open that door and see if a mini pet dispenser is a valid way to pay off the debt. Bye I guess.